or if this is your first time, welcome to the Woolly Bean Podcast. My name is Juanita, and I'm a knitter, a sewer. This is a making podcast, and you can find me on Instagram under Woolly Bean, and I post not as regularly as I used to or as I'd like to, but fairly often, weekly at least, and I share my progress on knitting, and then of course my bags that I make from my little store. So this is an old print. I don't have this one, I don't think. Maybe some smaller bags in this one, but this is the only project bag I have. I still keep meaning to make myself more. Anyways, so I think that's it. Ravelry, I'm jjdoucet, and I think that's all the things that I'm on. Not very many, but anyways. So welcome. Let's see. If you're new here, if you've just stumbled upon the Woolly Bean Podcast, sometimes, I don't know, I sometimes start like back at the first episode. I'll like try it out, but a lot of times, I mean, since we obviously don't know what we're doing that well on our first episode, they're kind of rough. So then I'll watch like the most recent one, but then go back and kind of like try to catch up. So if this is your first time here, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. My oldest boy is 7, my middle girl is 5, and my youngest is almost 4, she keeps telling us. And I'm married, and I live in the Ozarks of Arkansas, so kind of like right at the top in the middle. And I learned to knit technically when I was a little girl. I remember like after school care. The sweet Puerto Rican, I think she was like somebody's, I don't know, she volunteered there. I don't know if she was related to anybody or not. But I remember her teaching us to cast on and maybe like knit a few rows or something. But I didn't start knitting until just before my son was born. I had to like go to the library and I checked out books and watched videos on YouTube. And kind of had to reteach myself because it'd been a long time. And yeah, I learned then, and then I started knitting all the weird things when he was little, all the chunky knits, and then progressed to where I'm at now. And I don't knit as much as I would like to, I don't get as much time to, but I remember it's a slow craft, right? So I enjoy what time I do have for it, and I try to keep my knitting with me. So that I can knit when I get a chance. So let's start in with some things. I don't have any FOs, almost, but let me show you some works in progress. Okay, so works in progress. I have been working on my, I've had this pattern forever, by Caitlin Hunter, or on Instagram, she's Boyland Knitworks. Why does that not sound right? Anyways, I'll put it on the screen. I know it's Boyland Knit. Works sounds funny, but it's probably right. I don't know. This is the Kobuk Kobuk hat. And I've had the pattern for years. Yeah. And then I've always wanted to knit it. I never got a hold of mohair. I don't know why. It's just like I never took the time to like think new things like would just distract me, and I'd knit something else. And so finally, I think I started one other time with some yarn that I had got from Lionhead Knits, I think, and it was like in this pretty orange rust color. And then I realized I couldn't find mohair that I wanted to just match it, which I probably could have even used a color similar to what I have, but it doesn't matter. So a friend found out that she was, mentioned this in my last podcast, I think, allergic to mohair. She was working on the same pattern, and she was having to take Benadryl just to work on it. So she mailed me the hat unfinished, and then I ended up unraveling it, which was hard with the mohair. It like knots and tangles. And then I I had some Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in my stash, and I held it double, and then with a strand of mohair, which is like almost the same color. So there's like the little flecks of tweed in it, and well, let's see, little flecks of tweed, and then the little halo. And when I first started the pattern, I think for sure the first time, and then the second time even, it was hard to remember where I was at. Like obviously this part was easy. It was just a twisted rib, which is so neat and tidy. But then like getting up into this part, I always, you know what I forget to do is like, I'm a short nails person. This is random. This is like a sidebar. I'm a short nails person. And because in the summer especially, I'm always digging in the dirt. Like, you know, like I walk outside and I just like randomly weed a bed or, I don't know. So I'm a mom of 3. And so there's just my hands are on things. And so my nails will always get dirty in the summer and the spring. And it's winter right now, so I'm not doing that as much. And my vitamins that I've been taking since last May, my nails finally grow. They used to always break. So anyways, I keep forgetting that I need to like check my nails, check myself. So let me just make sure that I don't gross anybody out. I think they were pretty good. I just went grocery shopping. That's not too dirty. Okay. Anyways, I would get messed up on this part, but on the pattern, she has a chart, and I was like, I haven't used a chart in a while. And so, I don't know, I think sometimes I have like these modes I get into when I'm knitting, which is like I call it my TV knitting, something that's just stocking knit or garter stitch, or, you know, something I can do literally with my eyes closed now. And so I can just sit down, I don't have to think at all, and I can make progress on something. Sorry, I don't know, I like have itch, my mouth itches to touch something. Like I'm allergic to dust and makes my skin itch. Dust mites, I should clarify. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm scatterbrained. I'm talking about the charts. Oh, so I have that mode, but then other times, especially in the afternoon, like right now, like this time of day, it's like, oh, I never tell you what day it is. I don't really think it matters, but it is, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't tell you, because I don't know. Anyways, it's in the afternoon, like 2:30, and it is a Saturday, and it's January, and wait. My iPad's about to die. I got it so I could look at patterns. Saturday, January 25th, and 2:58, so it's almost 3. I lost my point again. Oh, in the afternoon, this is when I like to do maybe more complicated knits, or where I'm like having to like keep referencing a pattern, or I don't know, I feel like I have to be in, also my like mental state has like plays a large part in it. If I'm very stressed, I just need the meditative, like, you know, don't need to think knitting. Or if I'm really distracted with the kids, like there's a lot of noise going on. Anyways, my point being that for a while I haven't been able to do, I can't seem to sit down and do like any kind of charts. So this had a chart, and I finally sat down and looked at it and actually figured out, you know, because some parts are obviously easy, and then you get to a little spot where it's like a little mini twisted cable or something, and it's like, oh, so I don't know if I make that sound, but regardless, there's little seed stitch parts right here, and then these nice little twisted rib spots that go up into the pattern there, and then these sweet little bobbles everywhere, which it's a different way of making bobbles than I've ever done, but I really liked it. And this is the small medium. I think it's 3 sizes, like a child, the small medium, and then the large extra large. I kind of feel like I should have made the large extra large. I don't think I have a giant head, but I do have a lot of hair. And I made a hat for my husband, and he hasn't been wearing it. It's like I made him a couple hats, and this one's like the 100% wool I think it's just Wool of the Andes from Knit Picks. And it's this gorgeous, like heather dark green color. And so he wasn't wearing it, and so one day I pulled it on, and it's a man size, like it's a Pearl Soho, like man. No, doesn't matter. It's a large man's size hat, and I put it on, and it fits so good. It's just like a basic little hat, but it fits good. It doesn't slide off, but it doesn't like I don't feel like it's like pressing in on my hair either, so I can take it off without my hair being really, um, messed up. And so I was like, maybe I should, which this will change, I think, with blocking for sure. But it's just with the twisted rib down here, and I am a little bit of a tighter knitter. I think I'm like, oh, but I don't know. Should I try? I mean, it goes on, but it's not as loose as I would like. But it's okay. It'll probably loosen. Let's see. Better. It'll probably fix itself. Or, now I'm tangled. It's just not gonna fix itself. It's gonna, you know how hats, like wools relax and with wear, and so it'll probably just be tight whenever I wash it. So I should have probably done the large, extra large, but that's okay. I'm not gonna frog it. Just won't wear it. Anyways, that is my Kobuk hat, and I am really enjoying it. And like, of course, on the decreases and just a few more rows, and then the top of the hat will be finished. And I'm going to do a faux. Well, I say faux fur. I can't decide, faux fur or fur palm. I don't know. And just I'm thinking something to like a brown, like a blackish brown color, so it'll like highlight the tweedy flecks. So there, that is my one whip. And then I know I had started on that because I started on that a while ago and then finally just picked it back up. And my second is a test knit that I never got finished. I can't even remember when it was that I had started this, like when it was supposed to. I know it was not this month and not last month probably, so probably November. Anyway, she was very kind about it, but I've decided I'm not going to do test knits anymore because I enjoy, I get really excited to get the pattern for free. Like that part at first, especially when I first started doing it. And well, I say that I would test knit something that's small. Like I've test knit before in the past, like baby bonnets and a baby headband set, like little cabled headbands and something like that. Something like a child or baby item I would, because I know it would knit fast. But I'm always, as part of it's like, oh, I'll see something. I'm like, I know I want to make that. I can like kill two birds with one stone and make it. But I don't, like I get so stressed from the time restraints. I enjoy the like editing the pattern, and I enjoy sharing, anything I might notice on it that might make the pattern more enjoyable for the knitter, or easier to understand. But it's stressful, like just the timing thing. And then if I'm not like working on it all the time, which I don't get a chance to because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I homeschool, and when I get time for that, like then beyond that, I work from home. So, but my time with my kids takes up so much of my daily stuff. So anyways, this was a test knit, and it is the Emmalin Hat. I can't remember. Sorry, I want to say her name is Sari, but I'll put her Instagram handle on here. Gorgeous knits. I don't always, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't always like react that way to knit like a specific designer. I think we'll find like a designer like that though, where you're like, because I found other knitters where everything they knit is stuff that I either have knit or want to knit. I'm like, we have the same taste. But it's not always that I find a designer where it's like everything. Because there's a lot of really good designers, and they all have items, a few of them where I'm like, yes, yes. And I do say it's not always that I wouldn't knit them, but I wouldn't always wear them, especially if they're a cardigan or sweater. Or shawl even, I guess. Because I started really being more selective in what I'm knitting, because I want to make sure, I think for me, as a knitter, it's really easy to get distracted by, I mean, a lot of times knits are just an accessory, but because of the investment in the yarn and then the time, like I want it to be really like a piece that gets a lot of use, is very practical, and then fills a hole in my wardrobe, for especially for the larger items. Like, you know, on a smaller piece, it can be something that's a little more, not flashy, it's not the word, why did that pop in my head, I don't know, fun, or not, doesn't have to be as versatile, I guess. But still, I want to have pieces where I'm like, whatever my outfit is, I'll pull the, grab those. And so I do tend to knit with a lot of neutrals. I've been trying to add in some like colors that I feel also kind of like fall under like neutrals, but in the fact that they are versatile. So that was my little preach. I don't know. Anyways, so her knits, that's what I was saying, all her patterns, I'm just like, I think partly it's like they just look like works of art. And it's just, and knitting this, I love, it has a double brim. And so you knit it, like, and it's fingering weight. This is, I'm trying to remember. A friend gave it to me, and I know it's called Glazed Pecan. Now I can't remember if it was, I say them wrong. Labregio? No, it's wrong. I already know it's wrong. Don't correct me. I know it's wrong. Anyways, it's this. And then either that or it's Madeline Tosh. I can't remember. It is on my Ravelry page. So I do have under this knit, sorry for the ums. I do have this hat on my Ravelry page with the details in the notes. But she gifted that to me last year, the year before, when my anxiety was really bad. And it was so sweet because I've never met her in person. Simply Sarah Knits. And she sent me a little care package, and it was this yarn. So I finally got to use it because I had just the one skein, and I was like, it's such a pretty color. I wanted to stand out. I would knit a whole sweater in this, like, for sure. It's so soft, but I mean, I don't have that kind of money. So I used a leftover skein of, this was from a cowl, black and white cowl. I did a Pearl Soho pattern, and this is Capretta from Knit Picks, and it's cashmere merino. So it is so soft, and I'll have enough to finish, I'm pretty sure. I'm not too worried. If I don't, it's just a cream color. I can probably, find something else, but it's so nice. So like you have like, you start with the fingering weight yarn, and it's, you knit forever. It just feels like all you're doing is knitting this, at least for me, the brim, I'm just like, forever. But then you pull it up and join it together and, knit this color work pattern, and then I get so excited. I love color work when the pattern starts to emerge. So with this project, I am the slowest color work knitter, the slowest, and I realized, because I was getting very OCD about my floats, I liked the way, let's see if I can show you something. I liked the way they looked when they are twisted. Do I see the inside of a sweater while wearing it? Does anyone else see it? No. But I don't know if anyone would even notice, or like if you could tell, but this is my Tecumseh. But when they're twisted, they have this little angle, and I just thought, I was like, and when I do that, I really can control the tension. And so anyways, and then the fact that like you could almost still see the pattern on the inside, because, you know, on the outside the section looks like that, and then the floats on the inside look like that. And so anyways, I would put down my ball. Oh snap, there's some stitches. I would set down each color or each strand of yarn and then twist the balls, or like, so one was on top of the other, and then knit along, like knit a few stitches that I don't know, I can't even explain it, but it was slow. It was so slow. Sorry, just trying to not mess up on that spot. So yeah, I stopped doing that, and it was all because of I think it was a video that Tabby from the Hey Sister podcast, she put a video on Instagram on her stories, I think it was, of I want to say it was just of her knitting and then talking about doing color work. I'm not sure. Anyways, it was just talking about using the two hands, like a thread on each one. And I was like, because when I knit, I hold the yarn on my right finger, and I don't know, I hold it on my right finger, and you know, I don't drop it. I just am able to use my finger and twist it. So I was worried. I didn't know how to use it. Anyways, so blah, 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 blah. With this one, I worked very hard on holding each strand with a different finger, and then I had to really work on my gauge when I was doing that, and so that's part of why it took so long. But doing it like that, holding the yarn, and then took a lot of practice, but so much faster. And yeah, so that's my Emmalin hat, and the pattern is out now. And she also has a cowl that matches it, so just look at that yarn. It's just so pretty. Yeah, I think, no, I got my Tecumseh. I'll show you my Tecumseh. I knit a little bit, but to me, it's like when it's so big like that, it's like you can't really tell the difference. So I keep my hats in here, and then, oh, I do have an FO. I put it there. I forgot. It's so tiny. Okay, so my last whip, because I was working on a pair of socks. If you watched the last podcast, I had a pair of, I think they're Emily's favorite socks, is what their pattern's called. It's just ribbed, and I was using a yarn, and I shared my story behind buying the yarn because it made me think of my sister, whose favorite color is purple, and then I realized I haven't frogged them because part of me, I still want to knit them, but I don't like purple. And I can make them and give them to her. I could probably just do that because she loves purple, and I bought it, you know, I don't know, but I think she has a bigger foot than me, so I might need to start over. I mean, I know she has a bigger foot. I don't think the size I started will work for her, but it's neither here nor there. Blah, blah. Yeah, my Tecumseh. Also, Caitlin Hunter pattern. And I've been working on it now for over a year. And not because it's a hard pattern. It's not. This is my first color work sweater, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I'm doing good. I mean, I feel like I'm doing good. I don't know where I was last time. I think this is fine. Okay, let's see. I don't want to lose these stitches. You know how most podcasters prepare, and they're like, oh, let me look at my notes, or they have this like idea of what they're going to talk about. I don't. When I podcast, it's like kids aren't home or my husband's home and the kids are quiet. I can podcast right now, and also usually has to be a time like where I'm like, oh, hey, I have makeup on, or like today I went to get groceries, so my hair is a little bit fixed and I had lipstick and mascara on, and it works. So I think one day I would like to try that. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it, but I would like to. Hold on. I was noticing I was getting froggy. Doesn't even drink LaCroix. I just started. I never liked it before, and now, because I never was a soda person, so the bubbles kind of threw me. But I enjoy it. It makes me feel slightly fancy. Anyways, so here's my Tecumseh. And it is so big. So big. I'm a little worried about, like, it's going to be, I say that, I don't know if I'm going to knit it to where it's like, I don't know if it's going to fall like over my butt and something I'm going to wear with, I'm leaning back so far, something I'm going to wear with leggings. But that's kind of the feeling like I think it's going to be. So, I don't know. But so this like A and B repeats 3 times, and I'm on this little part down here. And partly why it's just slowed down, I haven't been working on it for just a little bit. This section, I knit all using like a strand on each hand, so I can visually tell a difference in the tension. We'll see what happens when it blocks, but this part especially is going fast because with the holding a strand on each hand, or each, I think I said in the last podcast, bugs had gotten into, carpet beetles had gotten into my yarn downstairs. Not my good yarn that I keep up in a cabinet with cedar in it, but some kind that I just had in a closet. And stupidly, I had the skeins extra leftover, or not leftover, but the skeins I had of this merino from Knit Picks. They should pay me to, be a sponsor, because that's, I know it's every time I share projects, that's all it is, Knit Picks. But this yarn I had in a basket up here, and I brought yarn from down there because I'll like use my other yarn for the kids for things. So I brought it up here to work a project, and I just threw it in the same basket. I didn't know it had bugs in it. And so everything's been treated. Bugs are gone. I now store my yarn in plastic tubs, and that was a nightmare. But like this skein, when I wound it, I had to like separate it into 3 balls because of the spots that I found that were damaged. So it just makes me sad when I find, which I don't mind, it just means like more ends to weave in, right? But I still get sad when I find, I just found something else to share with you. I get sad when I find damage on yarn. Just like, I neglected it. Anyways. Okay, so that's my whips, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there. That's my whips, my Tecumseh. And it is so soft and so squishy, and one day I'll finish that. Right now I'm just working on hats because I needed some, I need to get through some whips, some works in progress, which sounds funny if you say it too many times. I need to get through them so that I have like that little burst of when you're like finishing project, yeah. Like I do. I get excited at the end. I'm like, especially the last few rows, and then you cut the last string, or I didn't ever, at first when I was a new knitter, I never knew you could just like break the yarn in your hands. Now I usually do that because I never have scissors. That's something I still need to carry in my project bag. But, okay, this segment is done. Okay, I'm going to share one quick FO, very quick, very small, and then, yeah, I'll do that, and then I have one more little thing to show you. So, this little lovely coral thing is a neck warmer. It is a Fox and Folk pattern. The lovely Nora designed it, and she's one of my Insta friends. Do you have those people that you occasionally just message and check on them, and they're always so nice? She's that way. And it's fuzzy, and there's some food on it because it's for my daughter, who's 4, almost 3. She's 3, and she wears this all the time. I have not had a knit for a child that I got more, like when you see someone use something that you made, and you just can tell that they love it, and you feel like that's the best part of having made it, and that's whatever, like, I don't know. You know what I mean. So she went, like, the first day, as soon as I cast it off, I never blocked it. I mean, why would I even block that, right? It's Knit Picks Swish, which is a merino. I can't remember what else is in it. Is it just merino? But it's a super wash, which I felt was necessary for her. And it's such an easy pattern and so quick. I still have 2 more to make, one for my daughter and then one for a friend's daughter. And this was just yarn. This is my other yarn, and Elsie picked it out, and I think I knit the 4-year-old size, either that or the 3-year-old. I don't remember what the sizing is on it. I would look on my iPad, but it died. So, but the little piece, like, you knit this little, did you see me do that? Maybe, like, you knit a little, so clever, a little hole. You split your stitches, go down, and there's a little hole there, and on this end, you decrease, and then you go back up, and so it just goes in there. And it fits perfectly on her neck. It's not, like, tight where it's, the sizing on it is, like, really good. Nor, I don't know if you even watch my podcast, but I should text you and tell you this, that the sizing on it is just right, because it's like, it sits right where it should to keep the wind off of her neck. She wears it when she goes outside, but then also when she comes inside, because it's so comfortable, she'll just wear it around the house. So she'll wear it, like, all day long if she happens to put it on because we're going somewhere, or she knows that it's cold outside. I say cold because winter just finally came to Arkansas. Yeah, so lovely quick knit for kids. And there's a whole bunch of sizes. I don't even remember, but I have to knit in purple again, but my Elsie's favorite color is pink. This is the closest that I had, and something that was soft. And then Penny's favorite color is purple, so I have to knit a purple one. And for a long time I thought, I'll never knit them things but now, I give in. If they like it, that means they'll use it. There's food on it. So that's my 1FO. I forget where to look. Sorry. So this is my last little thing. I thought I would show you, one, would I keep my project bag? And then second, a gift that was sent to me. So I told you this is my one bag. And so my project bag is this. And my new ones, I just figured out. I mean, it's not even that it was hard, but the new ones have a leather handle here. And it's so nice. Now I realize why people are always like, because they wanted a zipper to keep their kids out of their stuff, or their pets out of their stuff, or whatever. But then the drawstring ones are always the ones that have the handle. And then now with that new design that I've got, you got a handle on there, so you can, like, still carry it with you. So I'm like, I think I might take this bag apart and add a handle, which I told a friend that she could send me her bag back, and I would do that. So I will say this. Maybe I should put it on Instagram. I'll put it on Instagram, but I'll say it on here. If you have a woolly bean bag that's a zippered project bag, and you would like for me to, you're like, man, I love my bag, but I just wish it had a handle. It's not something I could just mail to you and you attach it. It's like in the seam. But if you want it that bad, if you mail it to me, which I think it would cost you like $3 each way. Maybe $3. I'm trying to think what exact postage. I know, like, I ship through Pirate Ship, and they have really good prices, and it makes it really easy to print out postage at home now. And so I even, like, my personal shipping, I do that now. But what's my point? Oh, if you want to ship your bag back to me, and I will add a leather handle, and I can just set up a listing in my shop for, like, I don't know what it would cost, but I'll put the details on Instagram when I, like, actually start to do it. Like, I can do it now, but, like, you can DM me if you want to ask about it, but you'd pay shipping both ways, and then it would just be a couple dollars for the handle. and I could take it apart, put it on. I would also probably reinforce any seams if I saw that it looked like it might need a little love. But I mean, I've washed mine in the machine. I would not recommend washing yours in the machine. I have done it because I also use because for some reason I have made myself a makeup bag now, but I was like, this would make a great makeup bag. So I dumped my knitting out, or like last minute going somewhere, and then put all my makeup in there. But it's a canvas light interior, and my tan face, my makeup's darker a little bit, and it just was like all over. So what I did was take off, why I don't sew my leather onto this part is because I want to be able to take it off. So you can like take that off, flip your bag inside out, zip it partway closed, and then wash it on super gentle. Do not put it in the dryer. But then you can like treat any stains that are on the inside, put it on gentle in the washing machine. And I've done it like 2 or 3 times, and looks good. Like nothing's. The only thing I think might get a little wear is like the logo, but I mean, mine's a little wrinkly, but not too bad. Anyways, that was off. I meant to stay on track. Okay, so what I keep in my project bag, because inside the project bag, there are all these little pockets on the sides and all the way around. So in my little pockets, I keep, my husband just bought me this, and I wanted to find something like some kind of a hand salve, but a lot of times they make my hands feel like really greasy. Like a friend has the Burt's Bees ones, and I was gonna get that, but then he bought me this from a little local gift shop, and it's local made. It just says Manchurian Dragon Lotion Bar. It's beeswax, safflower oil, cocoa butter, rice bran oil, argan oil, vitamin E, and then it has essential oils. The lid twists off, and it's this little bar. It's now stuck in there. And then you just like rub it on your hands, and I mean, I feel like it feels similar, like a really like a chapstick, but a little bit harder. So it just stays in that nice little shape, and then I just rub it in my hands, and then it smells so good. But it's not like my hands don't get greasy after. So where it's like I'm worried about touching my screen on my phone or anything. So anyways, that was a gift from my husband. Isn't that so sweet? We did like a couples dinner night with friends, and then we each had to bring a gift for our spouse under $10. And he got me this, and then a lip scrub, which he spent more than 10. I looked and it was like 19. But he got me this, a lip scrub, and some little mini essential oil roll-ons for like rest. And then I made him that boxy bag. You'll see it on my Instagram, but I made him a boxy like DOP kit, which I found out most people don't know what a DOP kit is. Just a traveling, like a men's shaving kit, like bag. Their bathroom toiletry bag. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyways, so I keep a little hand thing in there now. What I want to keep in here is chocolate, but I don't have chocolate in here. Partly right now I'm not eating sugar, so I'm off of sugar been off of it for 2 weeks. I'm trying to heal my gut after the antibiotic I was on for my infected finger, which is doing better. I don't think I showed, but skin peeled off of it, and it was, anyways. I'm gonna keep chapstick. This was gifted to me by a friend. It's also handmade, and it is Day Spa Body Basics, and they are out of Montana? I can't remember. She lives in Montana, and I know she worked for them, but I can't remember. Anyways. Oh, maybe it says on it. Yeah, Missoula. And it has similar ingredients. Organic safflower oil, organic coconut oil, mango butter, beeswax, rosemary, and peppermint essential oil. It smells so good. I can't put it on right now, but I keep that in, and every time I pull my knitting out, I put some on. And I don't know why both of these are in my knitting bag, but this is like a little silver, an antique. A friend gave it to me, and it's got a mirror on this side. I think you'd put, when she gave it to me, it had a little sewing kit in it. I can't remember what, I don't know exactly what it would be for, like if it used to have like a compact in there or what, but I keep just some like colorful stitch markers and, you know, like the larger sewing needles. And then there's supposed to be, but I don't see it. But yeah, there's like the little turn key thing for my interchangeables. So there's that. And then I have this like little one of all the bulb ones, the, what do you call it? Stitch markers, the progress keepers. And I got like a bulk pack on Amazon, and which is very, they are just as nice as the ones I found anywhere else. So I guess I should show you, but this is just a little notions pouch I made for myself, and it has an extra chapter. This is actually supposed to go in my basket for that one. My stitch markers. And my it goes in there. And I don't have scissors, I told you that. I need to get a proper ruler, or I have two things in here. A tiny retractable measuring tape that I stole from my son's math kit. And then I have this little straight clear ruler, and it has inches and centimeters. So I have this one to count gauge or just measure on flat knitting, and this is for like larger knits. And I have my earbuds in a little earbud holder I made. I sell these in the shop from time to time. And I sometimes listen to audiobooks when I'm knitting. And so I'll put that in. I use my headphones, and I think that's all. See, I don't have scissors. I really need scissors. And then I just got my knits. So that's what's in my project bag. I would love to hear what you keep in yours. I know the two things I need to add is chocolate, but in a plastic bag so that it doesn't ever melt and get on my knitting. But chocolate for sure, and scissors. So that's what's in my project bag. And then I'm not gonna do like a whole separate section for this, but a friend, she sent me this from Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company. She had originally bought it for, she bought several skeins to make a shawl, and then changed her mind and ordered another color, which very similar, but it was a very big debate on the exact like dusty rose, what do they call this, like ash rose, or what's on here, what's this one called, peony, yeah, Carrie's dark peony. But then because she got it, and so she kept one, and then she mailed one to me, and then one to another knitting friend. And so I was so excited. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but it's such a pretty color, and I love like her artwork on her label. And I don't know. I feel like, it's naturally dyed, and I've been wanting to try hers, and then like Lindsay from A Wooden Nest, I bought yarn from her. I feel like when it's natural dyes, it makes me so happy. Because I know it's something that I would like to do. I've saved avocado pits, and I've naturally dyed some clothes, and I tried dyeing some yarn with walnuts. I realized I don't know why, but I keep looking at my plant in the camera, and I'm looking at my basket. I don't know if my eyes this whole time have been looking in a weird spot. I'll try to look at the lens. I apologize. But I realized I can only do so much. Like, even though I want to do all the things, all the making, I have to really, like, if I'm going to improve and make things that I want to and have the time for, like improve my skill, then I have to limit what it is I'm doing. So I'm right now knitting and sewing, and that's all I have time for. Like in hobby kind of stuff, besides reading. Of course I read, you know, I can do that. All the in-betweens. Anyways, but natural dyeing is something I would love to do. I could see getting really into it and it being addicting. But I'm not doing it right now. So I'm excited to have this. I was so happy. She sent me a picture of it ahead of time and said it was going to be coming in the mail. And then I just like, I don't know why my hands just smell like my lotion, but I was like touching it and smelling it. So that's going to go in my cabinet, of course, so that the bugs don't get it. There's no bugs left, but no, nothing tries to. So that's it, guys. I told a friend I was going to podcast. I announced it on Instagram that I was going to try. And I was like, it's going to have to be a short one, though, because I want to have the afternoon to take a nap, which I'm not going to have the time now. But, well, I probably could, but I want to knit now. Now that I talked about it, I want to go knit. And I could listen to an audiobook, but I think I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to watch TV, drink the rest of my LaCroix, and I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's not too bad. It is 3:36. So, yeah. This will probably be under an hour, so that's good. So, anyways, thanks for watching, if you got this far. And, yeah, go check out all the things on Instagram. And I'm going to try to post more often. I don't want to, I know that it helps improve engagement, and I really love feeling connected to the knitting community. It's a good feeling. So, go on Woolly Bean, check it out. And then I am planning a shop update for February because it's coming up quick, and I've got all my orders out. And so anything that I make now, it will be ready to ship for February. So I'm going to, I want to say the middle of February or the end. Not sure, but I'll announce it on Instagram. I always do. So, all right. That's it.